Hypergamy means striving for better options. No, that's opportunism. Means striving for better options. That's opportunism. Opportunism is the opposite of loyalty. Are most women disloyal? Values. Okay, well, here's the thing. There's a lot of people. I'm glad you brought this up because I kind of wanted to get on this topic anyways. There's a lot of people who want to say, well, women are just malicious. Or like whenever I have the conversation about the difference in women's concept of love and men's concept of love. Remember, men have like duty and loyalty and honor are hierarchical considerations for men, or they have been in the past, right? Men will die for honor. They will take a bullet for honor. They will live lives of misery and toil for the concept of honor. And honor is really based on love and emotion and respect. And you got to remember that honor is respectability. It's a measurement of respectability, integrity, respectability. And so men will still go through a life with, under the shittiest conditions, live under tyranny, because they want to know that at the end of their lives that they stayed according to plan and God's going to reward them for being an honorable individual. Whether that's true or that's not, or they just simply are gluttons for punishment, makes no difference. But honor is hierarchical. And you have to remember, women think in the round. Women's psyches are predisposed for communitarianism, are predisposed for safety in numbers, are predisposed for the sisterhood uber alles, right? As I said, when women organize society, it's always under egalitarian, communitarian, socialist, possibly communist, depending on which way you go. But it's always, one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you. It's always by need. And women do society in the round. Men do society on a ladder. They do it on a hierarchy. They do. You're better than Joe. You get paid X amount of money. You're the CFO. You're the CEO. You're the president. You're the general. You're the admiral. You're the king high poobah. I don't know what it is, but there's like this staggered all the way down to the janitor, right? Or the lowly private, seaman apprentice. I know that, right? That's what men do, is they rank each other, whether it's in work or it's in the military or it's on a team, like team sports, that kind of stuff. We have a tendency to think in terms of hierarchy because men, have to have some sort of respectability. They have to have some way to measure who's better than who. So who gets the most pussy? Who gets the most money? Who gets the most respect? Who gets the most integrity? Who has the most honor? And honor is a male concept. It is not a female concept. So when we expect women to honor, commitments, we're expecting them to come into a masculine way of thinking. You have to let my wife, you must honor you must respect my authority. You must submit. The Lord high in heaven said, you must submit to my guidance. Although I'm a kind master, it's like, beneficial patriarchy, right? Beneficent patriarchy. I'm going to do what's best for you, but you have to submit to me. If you don't, then get the fuck out. That's what it boils down to. And even when I talk about like mental point of origin and I talk about enlightened self-interest, I can't help others until I can help myself. That help myself part of that equation right there also includes that if I see that if I've helped myself and I'm in a point to become into a position of authority, I need to use that authority as well as I can. I need to be a good steward of the authority that I receive or that I get from my acts or from however I earn that authority or how I create that authority. Then I can say, I'm going to help this person. I'm going to help this person. This person I know, but this person, yes. If that's the case, then that female submission comes down to men's authority versus that his ability or his desire to extend his benefit to that woman. Well, what is that based on? Well, her loyalty, I would say purity, but her honor in the long term anyways. Do I want to invest in this woman with provisioning, protection, and parental investment? Women will say, that's expected of you. That is what society wants you to do. That's how we're going to measure whether or not the sexual revolution is an abject failure or it's a success and men benefited more than women or vice versa. But the 20th century expectation of male patriarchal responsibility is supposed to be a given. It's an entitlement for women. In fact, every goddamn tradcon on planet Earth today who has a problem with the red pill will repeat some variation or some version of that. Well, these guys just think with their dicks and their responsibility. They would live better lives. They would be happier in the long term if they were married. Marriage gets you to long-term happiness. You're better off as a man. You'll be more happy married than not married. Again, founded on the bullshit that there is a sustainable happiness. They'll phrase it in other words like fulfillment, satisfaction, stability, whatever the fuck it is. Contentment is really what they're trying to say. There is no contentment. It is based on a false premise. It is based on a lie that happiness is something that can be maintained indefinitely. That is bullshit. Happiness is what you feel when you are accomplishing things, when you're doing things that are good for you. You're doing things that you are intrinsically rewarding to you. That's where that comes from. So happiness can be going and hanging out with a bunch of jet screaming hootie queens at the fucking pool party or the bikini party, right? I'm happy doing it. Makes me feel good. I'm intrinsically rewarded. No. You shouldn't feel happy doing that. Well, why not? I do. I feel pretty good about it. It's great, man. Awesome. No, that's wrong. But I feel happiness. But if that's the metric and you want to say, no, you're not truly happy. You'll only be truly happy if you are married and you settle down and you've got nothing but, got babies hanging around you and everything. And your funeral will defeat someone else's funeral. You'll have a better death than someone else's death. No, it's in the doing. And I think on some level of consciousness, guys understand that too. They just want everybody to do with it. Like they say, misery loves company. Complacency loves company.